Welcome to the Vernon Riding Club in Coldstream, British Columbia. My name is Lori. I was planning to make a video about 10 signs that you should say. Welcome to the Vernon Riding Club. I'm Lori. I'm in Coldstream, British Columbia, and I want to share 10 signs that you should say yes to doing something. Okay. They said, can you move because the horses are going to be coming in and you're too close. You might scare the horses. So go behind the fence. No problem. I went behind the fence. Welcome to the Vernon Riding Club.
Can you sit in the stand?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
It's just because it's a little scary and you're the type.
I thought you just said behind the fence. So, oh, okay. Sorry. And I felt so stupid and so out of place. And all I want to do is just make this video to help people. And I felt like a complete and total idiot. So I decided to scratch my original idea and instead talk about what to do when you feel like an idiot and you feel like you don't belong anywhere. You made a mistake. You were in an area that you weren't supposed to be in, and it was just a mistake. You didn't do it on purpose. You're not trying to disrupt the whole show. So accept that. The second piece of advice I'd give myself is not to take it personally. If I make a mistake like that, I feel like I'm bad, I'm stupid, I'm a dumb ass, and I'll beat myself up for a long time over that. If you do that, just give yourself a break and don't take it personally. It's nothing to do with you as a person. You didn't do anything wrong or bad. The third piece of advice I'd give myself is let yourself feel really bad for a little while, because if you make a mistake like that, for me, I need to sort of deal with it, judge myself, beat myself up for a little while. Later today, I'm not going to remember what I did wrong. I'm not going to remember the mistake. They probably have already moved on, unless they're all sitting and talking about it, which I doubt. People aren't thinking about you or talking about you nearly as much as you think they are. The trick with that, though, is that sometimes they are thinking and talking about you, and you just never know when they're going to be thinking and talking about you and what they're going to totally forget. Assume some things people will remember forever and maybe never even forgive you for, and other things people are going to forget and not even remember happened. The fourth thing, now we're going to get serious. When you do something you really hate yourself for. I have written several blog posts about accidentally harming your dog or even killing your dog. I've heard on the comments some horror stories about people who have left their dogs in hot cars, or they've even tied their dog up to a vehicle and driven away. And they hate themselves for it. And I totally get it. I would hate myself for that too. That's a tough one. I think that's traumatizing, and depending on your personality and your genetics and your situation in life, you may actually need counseling or like grief therapy support in order to forgive yourself for doing something that you hate yourself for. I guess you just have to be self-aware and assess your own self. Is this holding me back? Is this traumatizing me and preventing me from developing healthy relationships? Am I constantly shaming myself and beating myself up? If you hate yourself for doing something that you're deeply ashamed of and that you can't even talk about, get help working through it, because that is a baggage and that is a burden that will ruin your life. And the fifth piece of advice or tip about it ruining your life, is that it affects the people around you too. So you're carrying that energy, even if it's something that you've never ever told anyone because it's such a shameful secret and you don't want anyone to know about it. You carry that energy and it affects your interactions. You know how some people on their faces, you can see pain, you can see trauma, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it the way they carry their bodies, and that translates to how they interact in the world. And people are affected by that. It's really important to find ways to Release the shame and let go of the burden so that you can move on lightly and freely and joyfully in this world. My 7th tip is related to that horse over there. The reason that he's baying all the time and crying out is because his barn mate or his friend is out jumping. And that means that this horse right now is very upset and very anxious because they like to be together. They're very herd oriented. So that horse is living in the moment. In this moment right now, that horse is very afraid and calling out, "Hey, where are you? Come back to me. Don't forget about me. This is where I am." This thing that's happening to the horse right now is affecting him so much because he's present in this current moment. He's not thinking ahead to, my friend, my pal is going to be back after being shown, and he's not thinking to earlier today when his friend also went out for a different show and came back. That horse is completely present in this moment. When I beat myself up over being in the wrong place and having to be asked twice to leave, I am not in the present moment. I am back then, an hour ago, feeling like an idiot. Think about that for the thing that you regret doing or that you hate yourself for. It's not something that you did or doing right now. It's highly unlikely that you're sitting here watching this video and also doing something that you hate yourself for. Of course, it's possible. You could be doing a line of cocaine or stuffing your face and you're gonna go throw it up later. Or you could be doing something really evil right now that you know you're gonna hate yourself for. But I doubt it. Somehow I think that you're sitting here and you're watching me and you're beating yourself up or thinking about mistakes that you've made in the past that you aren't currently making right now. It sounds so easy to say just be in the present moment and live now. It's a very hard thing to practice. It's simple just to be here now, sitting under this tree. I can go back and change my clothes so I can blend into the crowd, and I'll put a hat on so they don't all know that I'm the idiot that had to be asked to leave twice. And maybe that's one more tip, is to find ways to lighten up about it and make it fun. I don't know. If you did something like kill your dog, you're not going to be able to lighten up and make it fun, are you? Those are just a few ideas. Those are things that I do, well, actually, that I am doing right now as I try to move on past this horrible thing I've done. But if you have done something really, really horrible that you really regret, I get it. I've been there. I've done. No matter what you're beating yourself up for or whatever you regret doing, my hope and my prayer and my wish for you is that you forgive yourself. You're able to somehow work through it, resolve it, remember it, learn and grow from it, and move on to something new and exciting in your life. Find ways to take good care of yourself because you are worth taking good care of. Mwah.
I'm also learning that if you move your bottom with him, then he'll keep going too. It's not just your legs. To help
But
him.
you shouldn't be rocking or moving your body. Now, you're not that far off the wall, but I can already tell that he's thinking about going that way, not that way. So when you take your step forward, you have to think of applying a little bit more pressure with your inside leg. And you can open your outside leg a bit. You just don't want to pull him and turn his nose this way. Because when you do that, it actually pushes his body away from the wall. Okay? Okay. Open and fill that space with your leg. But don't open your feet. Okay? Good. That's great.